Well, anyway, about this thing, what do I do with this? Let me try and sum it up quickly, which isn't going to happen. The string. We are playing on the string, right? We're not playing. All right, first thing, you have to stop thinking about the fretboard. You have to start thinking about the string itself from one end to the other. And what you are doing is you're not playing on the fretboard, especially here, and you're playing on the string and you are shortening the vibrating section of the string. You're shortening the length of the string, thus making the pitch higher. And we amass a control over it. Anyway, so, all right, here's the string. Swinging from here to here. 110 times a second. You know what I'm talking about because you have a tuner and it says 440 on it. You cut the length of a string in half. If your guitar is intonated, that'll be your 12th fret. And that is the exact halfway point of the vibrating length of the string. So from here to here is the same distance as here to here. If your guitar is intonated, if it isn't, let's say your string is too long and this is too far back, that means that the halfway point of your string, instead of being here, is going to be maybe here. And that means that your fret is going to be flat behind where it's supposed to be, and all your notes are going to get flat as they go up. So what you need to do is move this way so that your string is shortened and that the middle of the string moves back to where the 12th fret is. And thusly, if that's the right word to use, thusly, if you shorten the length of the string to here, if this was too close, that means that the middle point of your string is going to be back here, and your 12th fret is actually higher than that middle point, making, thusly, your frets getting, the notes getting higher than they should be, sharply, as the notes get, as opposed to flatly, if it's the other way. So, you just have to move this and make sure that this is right. How do you do that? Just use your ears, use a tuner, or you could use a measuring stick, if you have one, and just say here to here, but who the hell's gonna do that? That's just stupid. But if you want, just to know that you can. Well, with this newfound amassed knowledge of the lengths of strings and their halfway points, and knowing that the 12th fret of the start of the vibrating point is your, whatever I said, yeah, with the halfway point and the 12th fret and all that crap. So, this right here divides the string. And when you divide the string in half, it doubles the frequency. It's this reciprocal thing going on with the fractions. Do you all know what fractions are, guitar players? You do? Okay, just making sure, because, you are a guitar player. So, yeah. Yes, I did just call you all dumb. I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Don't, please. All right. Okay, dummies. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. We're just going to delete all this out, right? Right? Yeah? Okay. So, all right. So, as we were, fractions. So, when you divide the string in half, it becomes twice its frequency. Also, when you divide the string in a third, it becomes 3 times its frequency. If you divide a string in fourths, it becomes 4 times its frequency. So, where are those points on the neck? It's arranged a certain way. You know how the frets, they start off big and then they get small? There's a reason for that. It has to do with, well, I'll explain anyway. 12th fret is your halfway point. 7th fret is your 1/3 point, where you get from 110 to 220 to 330. So, and now you have thirds, which means that when you have thirds and you take away 1/3, you have another third and another third, which are both the same length, which means that 2/3, those 1/3 points are 1/2 of each other, which means that you can divide that section by a 12th fret and also get the half of those, which will give you, thusly, I just want to see how many times I can say thusly in one interview, in one lesson. It will give you the next breaking point of where your thirds break. So you have the 7th fret, and then 12 frets higher than that, your 19th fret. That's where it's going to break up again. Same thing happens with the quarters of the string length. Your 5th fret is 1/4 the string length. It goes like this. 1/5, and then you take away that, now you have the other 3, which means I think it'll be 7th and 12th. So, 5th fret, and then 7 frets above that, right there, and then 12 frets above that, and then you have this, or that. I'm sharp. Anyway, so, it keeps on going. You have a 5th length of the string, is your 4th fret, and then 5 frets above that, and 9 frets above that, and 12 frets above that. And now here's where we start getting to this thing. Now, let's say you are on the 16th fret, and you need to go 12 frets higher. That would put you at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. The 28th fret, but we don't have a 28th fret. So, we don't necessarily need one because we know that if you take any section of string and divide it in half, it'll be 12 frets higher, and you'll also get the octave. So 12 frets higher is half the length of the string. So instead of looking at it fret-wise, look at it lengthwise and say, okay, let's just take here to here, and let's divide it in half. So you start off, you look down, and you get in the ballpark, and then you use your ear to nudge it over to where it really needs to be. So a lot of times when you hit it down, unless you just nail it, perfectly, you might have a lot of this going on. But that's how you get the notes that you need. Now, what am I actually doing with this thing? Instead of pressing the string against a metal fret and having it vibrate from there, I'm pressing the metal fret, the cap! I'm taking it and I'm keeping it on my finger for easy access where I need it, and I'm tapping it against the string so that you can get it that way. So what we are doing is we are cutting the length of the string that we're familiar with over here. We're cutting that in half, looking down and getting what we need here. And getting it like that. So that's how you can get all the notes that you need, because you don't want to be limited by the fretboard. The string has more to offer you sound-wise, note-wise, and you shouldn't be limited. So it's good to have access to that as needed. Like in that song that I wish I never wrote because I always have to keep playing it and it hurts my fingers, called Guitars Suck, where when I get to the top of it, it's doing these little batches of 5 just to make life even more difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it goes through all this other crap. So that's how you do that with this. Now the other thing to keep in mind, anything that happens in this direction, as far as the lengths of the string and all that stuff, also happens distance-wise in this direction toward the center. Everything here happens here, that way. So if you go like this, you get the same exact thing with the same distances this way. So with that knowledge, and knowing that pickups pick up everything sort of this way and not this way, as far as getting notes and things. Because if you go this way on this pickup, it'll pick up everything in front here, and you get all those notes. But if you do it here, you don't get it, because it's only going to pick up stuff here. But what we can do, knowing that the pickup does that, and knowing that what happens here, you can also shorten the length of the string, which is how I want you to think. We're not playing on frets, we're playing on string lengths that we're changing. Instead of going, you can get it from here and shorten it here. Right there. Now, this opens up a whole other can of crap. So, that means that, let's say you're playing and you're doing your fancy little riff here. Pentatonic and I play guitar. You want to go get fancy. Look what I can do, friends! Woo! And you want to do that, but let's say your hand is right here. What you can do, because all this is, if you're doing this, while this is vibrating, we are shortening the length of the string by that much. And going back onto it. So let's shorten the string by that much over here now. It's still the same chunk of string, it's the same length of string, just instead of doing it here, we're going to do it here, which means that you could go like this now. Oops, let's get it right. You can hit it there. Instead of... So this means that you can get all these extra notes in here, over there, and you can get it like that instead of going... So it's all about that. You can access the string lengths and change them, not just from the frets and the distance between the notes on, that those frets are giving you, but from here too. And you can do it on a lot of notes, you can go, instead of... Because some of us are just too lazy to move our arm from here to here. So you can do it like that. But also, what it can do is you can completely de-intonate your guitar, after we talked about getting the intonation right. Now, instead of... Put this down, and it's going to completely change everything. Interesting. So, what I want you all to do for your homework class, your homework is to start experimenting with that, with changing the length of the string, not just this way, but this way, and using the two together to access even more pitches, bitches.